Okay, good evening everyone. Am I audible? Okay, great. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, so is my screen visible to all? Yes or no? Okay, great. Okay, so in last class we have discussed about, okay, we discussed about generator. Okay, just give me a moment. Okay, so we discussed about generators. So what are the generators? If a function containing yield keyword, that is known as a generator function. And if a function containing return keyword, that is known as normal function. Okay, so a generator function can return a value using yield keyword. A normal function can return a value using return keyword. Then what is the difference? So the key difference is yield keyword, after returning value it pauses the execution of the function. Means it does not terminate the function, it just pauses the execution of the function. Okay, means with the help of yield keyword we can return multiple values from a function at the same time. Okay, not at the same time but one by one. But return keyword, at the same time we can return only one value. Okay, after returning one value we cannot return any other value. Okay, return keyword, after returning value it terminates the execution. Okay, so for example let's write a program. Write a program to generate even numbers. Okay, so we have to generate even numbers. So how we can do this? Generate even numbers using functions. Okay, so let's see how we can create this program. Let me just open IDLE. Okay, G4. Okay, so what I will do first, I will create the function generate. I'm writing just comment first. Generate even numbers between like 1 to 20. Okay, so how I will do it? First I will create one function. Okay, my function name is even. Suppose my function name is even. Okay, and here what I will do, I will just create one for loop for I in range. Okay, then what is the range? Range is from 20. Means how many numbers it will generate? It will generate from 0 to 20. And out of that numbers, we have to identify even numbers. Okay, so what I will do, I will write here I modulus 2. If a number completely divisible by 2, then what we can do, can we return I. Okay, so what I will do, if this function, what is our function name? Even function. So if we will call this even function, so it will return a value. Okay, so let me call the function like this. I can call the function calling or invoking function. Okay, so is this function returning some value? Yes, it is returning what value? I value. Okay, what is the first I value? The first I value will be 0. Okay, and what's the second I value? 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. For example, 5. So 5 is modulus 2. Like, can 5 divisible by 2 completely? Is it true or false? So it is false. If it is false, so don't return. If it is true, then only return. So this even function is returning, but nobody is receiving here. So from here it will return, and we will return whatever value will come, we will store in a variable called like res. Okay, I am storing this value returned by even function in res. Okay, so if I will print res, so what I will get? Will I get one value or more than one values? Okay, let's see. So I'm getting one value which is 0. I'm getting one value which is 0. If I will print again, so will I get another value? Again it is giving 0. But what I want to print even numbers from 1 to 20. So as we already know, as we have seen here, yield keyword, okay, means when we use return keyword, after returning one value, it stop the term, it stop what? Termination of the function. Means a function can return only single value using what? Using return keyword. So instead of writing return, we can use here yield keyword, because we don't want to print only single value, we want to print multiple values, we want to return multiple values. Okay, so if you are returning a value using yield keyword, so this function is nothing but, this function is what? Generator function. Okay, this is what? Generator function. In generator function return what? Itr object, iterator object, we can say. So if it is iterator object, so we will call it by next method. So we will write here next, and inside the next method we will write here res. So if you will call this first time, so it will print what? 0, because this code first value returning as 0. Okay, because 0 divisible by 2 equals, it will be equivalent to 0. Okay, so that's why it is condition true, it's returning 0. Next time when we call this even function, means next time we will continue this yield, so it will return another value. For example, I am writing here next res. So now it will return 1. So like, okay, it will not return 1. So whenever, because it cannot return 1, because we have written this condition. So what it will return? It will return 2. Okay, 0 and 2. So 0 and 2 it is returning. What will be the next number? If we will write here next res, so what will be the next number? Next number will be 4, right? So it is returning next number is 4. Okay, and if you want to print all the numbers, all the even numbers, what you can do, you can use here for loop for even, or e in what? Res, because this even function returning what? Iterator object. Okay, what is the object name? Res. So we are saying e in res. Okay, so it will print the remaining numbers. Okay, it will print e. So what is the next value of e? Will be 6, next value will be 8, next value will be 10, and then 12, like this. Okay, so like this it is printing. Okay, it will print till 20. Okay, it is printing 18, because we have written here 20. 20 means it will execute how much? It will execute till 19. If we will write here 21, if we are writing here 21, means it will execute till 20. Okay, so it is executing till 20, and it is giving only even number. Okay, getting this? How many of you are understanding this? Not getting? Not understanding? Yes or no? Okay, okay, no problem. Okay, so see, if you have basic knowledge of functions in Python, then you can understand. If you are not familiar with functions from the beginning, so it will be a little difficult for you. Okay, no worries. Okay, next topic we have to learn, which is Python generator expression. Okay, what is Python generator expression? For example, if I, okay, let me take another example. Okay, so generate a square of each number from 1 to 10. Okay, so how we can generate a square of each number? Can we write here one function which is name square? I'm writing name of the function is square, and I'm creating here one empty list, and I will create here one for loop for I in range. And how many numbers we have to generate? From 1 to 10. So I will write here 11. So 1 is starting point and 11 is what? Ending point. 11 means it will be end before 11, means up to 10 it will execute. Okay, from like 1 2 3 up to 10 it will generate, right? Next, so how we can create the square? So we can create the square by writing like, what is the first value of I? It is 1. So how we will calculate square of 1? We will write here I double asterisk 2. Okay, double asterisk means I power 2. Okay, what is the next value of I? 2. So 2 power 2. Okay, so it will give another number, square of another number. And what I will do, whatever result is coming, I will store that result. I will append that result in what? This empty list. How we can append? We will write here l dot append. And after that, once this process will complete, we will return what? L. Can we return L? Yes, because we are returning complete list after appending all the values up to 10. Okay, and what we will do here, we will write here, okay, s is equals to, I will call square. Okay, and here I will print s. So it will print all the squares. So it is printing all the squares from 1 to 10. Okay, but this code we can write with the help of, we can, okay, this code we can write with the help of list comprehension as well. Okay, like how list comprehension work? Okay, so for example, I have to generate even numbers. Suppose even numbers from 1 to 20. Okay, so what we can do, we can create here one L is equals to, and inside the square bracket, okay, what we will do, we will write here I, for I in range. Okay, for I in range. And how many numbers you have to generate? I have to generate 20 numbers. That's why I'm writing here 21. And what we have to do, we have to write one condition also. If I modulus 2 is equals to 0. So this is what we have to, okay, see, in the list we need I, and I first value will be 0, or we can say 1. Okay, what is the I value starting? 1. And what is the I stopping value? 20. And each time for each I value we are checking condition whether I is divisible by 2 or not completely. If it is divisible by 2, then only store all the elements those can divisible by 2, store those elements inside the list. Okay, so this is what comprehension. If I will print L, so it will print all the even numbers. Okay, so it is printing what? It is printing all the even numbers. Suppose I have to calculate the square. So for a square, I will create another list, and here I will write I asterisk 2 for I in range. And here what I will write? 1 starting from 1 ending by 20. So like this I can do. I don't need to write condition in order to calculate the square. I just have to do the square. Okay, so if I will print here S, so it will print square as well. Okay, so it is printing square of each number. So this is what comprehension way. Okay, and previously we have seen how we can do it with generator and normal function. Okay, so let's see what is Python generator expression. Okay, so those who are not understanding, please have patience, because when we will start our front-end batch, we will start it soon. Then you will understand each and everything. Okay, because everyone will be like, we will start from beginning level, because this is made of Python, so it is not easy to understand these concepts directly, but from front end you can easily understand the concept. Okay, why everyone is so silent today? Okay, so what is Python generator expression? In Python generator are what? Generator expression is another way of writing generator function. Okay, it uses the Python it uses the Python list comprehension. Okay, from the interview point of view, these topics are really important. It may like, it is not looking like much important, or like you feel like what we are learning this, we are not understanding what is this concept. But these concepts are important for the interview point of view, because most of the learners skip these topics due to the difficulty. If you will bear with these topics and try to understand the difficulty of these concepts, then definitely you will be able to speak in interviews as well. Okay, so it uses Python list comprehension. Okay, comprehension technique, but of storing storing the elements in a list, in a list memory, it creates generator object. So what is the key advantage of generator? The advantage of generator is, okay, so the advantage of generator is, it does not take memories. Okay, it does not take memory like normal function takes memory, but it does not take memory. It gives what? Object, iterator object, it's create. Okay, so how to create like generator expression? So let's see. So this is what? This is nothing but list comprehension. So same we can do with generator also. Okay, so for example, so how to write generator expression? Nothing but we have to write here, for example, we will write here expression. Whatever expression you want to write, you can write here expression. And after that we will write for keyword. This is nothing but for keyword. And after that we will write I or item. Whatever item is there, whichever we want to iterate over an iterator, we will write it. And after that we will write in an iterable. Okay, what's the mean of this? Okay, for example, I have to generate even numbers using generators. So I have created one variable even, and what I will do, I will write here expression. And what's the expression I will write? So I will not write like something like I power 2, because we have to take only even numbers. So I will write here I only, and after that I will write for keyword. Okay, so after that I will write for keyword, and after that item name. Okay, so here I can write I only, and after that in I will write, and after that I will write the iterable name. So what's the iterable name I will use here? I will use here range. Okay, so range is what? One iterable. So what I need to do, I need to mention here starting point and ending point, right? And after that we want even numbers, so here we need to write condition also, if condition. Okay, so here we will write if condition, like if when I modulus 2 is equals to 0, then only store this value inside this tuple. Okay, so now what we have to do, so it has generated one iterator. So what I will do, I will write here I in even, and I will try to print it. So what it will print, let's see. So it is printing all the even numbers. Okay, so can I print even directly like this? So what it is saying, generator object. Okay, so what it is saying, generator object. So if even is generator object, what we can do, can I apply next function on it? Can I write here even? Okay, we can give argument to the next function. Next function take argument as what? Iterator object. So it will return what? Okay, so it is printing first object, and after that it is printing 2. Okay, so let me just remove this for loop. So it will just print 2, because first even number is what? 2. If you will write again print next and even, so it will print 4. Like that it will work. Okay, but if you want to print all the values, so we can use for also. For value in what? Even. Okay, because this even is nothing but iterator object, and we are writing here iterator object, and here we can print each value. Okay, so when we are using this for loop, so we don't need to write here next. Okay, because it takes iterator, and from the iterator it takes values. So values directly is coming from iterator, so that's why we can print it. So remaining value it will print by the for loop. Okay, so like that it is printing. Okay, so let's discuss another topic, which is lambda function. Okay, this is also one of the important topic of Python. Lambda function. Okay, or we can say lambda expression. Lambda function or lambda expression. So what is this? Lambda function is what? Basically a lambda function is nothing but anonymous function. Okay, so this is two types. Okay, lambda functions are two types. Okay, try to understand this concept everyone, because it is not that much hard, it is easy. Okay, so the first lambda function is what? With parameter. Okay, with parameters, and second one is without parameters. Okay, with parameters and without parameter. So how to work with lambda function? Let's see. Okay, so for example, if you want to create a lambda function, so what we need to do? We need to write lambda keyword. Okay, so I have written the lambda keyword. So if it is parameters function, if it is parameterized lambda function, so we will write here parameters, and then after that we will write here expression. Okay, but I'm creating without parameter. I'm creating lambda function without parameter. Okay, without parameter. Okay, so in place of parameters we don't have anything, and in place of expression I will write here print hello world. Okay, so I'm writing this. Okay, so will it work? What will happen if I run this code? If I run this code, so nothing we are getting, because lambda function don't have any name, and we are not calling this function. This lambda is nothing but keyword, so we need to store this function inside a variable. Okay, for example, in a I'm storing this function. Okay, what is the function name? Lambda function. Lambda is keyword, and it does not have any parameter. It has one expression which is print hello world. So if you want to call this, so you will call it with a. Okay, we are assigning this function in a variable. So a variable is nothing but it acts like a function. Okay, so it is getting what? It is printing hello world. If I call it again, so it will print hello. How many times? It will print 2 times hello. It will print. Okay, getting everyone? Okay, write a program to print two numbers using lambda function. Okay, so how to create lambda function? Just write the lambda keyword. Okay, after writing lambda keyword, what we need to write? I'm just telling you the expression, like syntax of this lambda function. First we will write lambda. Okay, and after that here we write the parameter p1 p2. These are the parameters. Then we will separate parameter and expression with the help of this colon symbol. Okay, and here what I will do, here I will write expression, and expression could be anything, like your print statement, like your calculation, anything. It could be expression. Okay, so what I will do here, I am writing here lambda function, and I will create two variables, which is num1 comma num2. Okay, because this num1 and num2 containing two different numbers, and I have to print the addition of these two numbers. So here I will write, and here I will write num1 plus num2. Okay, but I cannot call this function until unless I will not store it inside a variable. So let me store inside a variable. So our variable name is add, and inside this add variable we stored this lambda function. Okay, lambda function is what? Lambda function is an anonymous function. That's why we cannot call this lambda function directly. That is the reason we are assigning it in a variable called add. Okay, so with the add function we can call this function. Okay, but if you will call this function, it will give error. If you will call this function, it will give error. What it is saying? Two missing two required positional argument. What does it mean? We are creating which function? We are creating lambda function with parameters. These are p1 and p2 are nothing but parameter of this lambda function. So this num1 and num2 is nothing but actually the parameters. So if you are mentioning the parameters, means you need to pass some values. So I'm writing here, I need to pass some values like 10 and 90. I'm passing. So now we are fulfilling the requirement of this function, this lambda function, because it has two parameters. Okay, and after that it will return, it will print what? Sum. Getting, guys?
Sir, if we want to take user to input.
We can take user input as well. If you want to take user input, just share your screen and create a program to okay, so your task is, okay, what is your task? Your task is, very good question you asked, write a program using lambda function with parameter. Okay, and take parameter input from the user. Okay, so and display sum, okay, or okay, sum of those numbers. Okay, are you understanding the question? What do you have to do? Okay, so kindly please share your screen and try to write this code. Who will share the screen? Will you share the screen, Ursula?
Yes, sir, wait.
Okay. Okay. So can you please explain first what you are going to do?
Okay, sir. Our task is write a program using lambda function with parameters and take parameter input from the user and
Hmm.
display some of those numbers.
Okay. So first create a parameterized lambda function. For separation, give comma. Yes.
Sir, here we can use input function.
Now before this line, just write two inputs. One input for taking num1 value and another input is for taking an num2 value from the user. But make sure you should take integer type of value only.
Is this correct, sir?
Please execute and check. It
Here
is
I
saying
saw.
invalid syntax. Again it will say you missed the closing parenthesis.
Now what's the error?
Is it working?
No,
What it is
it's
saying?
error.
Okay, it is saying lambda missing one. So show the code first. Show the code.
Here it is.
Okay. So what you are why you are passing plus at the time of calling this function? At the time of calling function, why are you passing plus? Yes.
Now
Okay,
it's
so it is
correct.
working now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you can stop sharing now. Okay. So in the same way, we can create other programs as well. For example, if you want to subtract and if you want to return this addition, so what you will do instead of printing here addition, what we can do, we can write here num1 plus num2. Okay, and we are passing here. I am passing this value directly, but you can take this 10 and 20 from the user. How to take user input? Take user input, and how you will take user using input function. Okay, so here I will write n1 or num1. Num1 is equals to integer. Okay, because I want integer type of input, that's why I'm writing here int and here input. Okay, so this is the syntax, and same in the same way we will take num2 input from the user using input function, and here we will pass one message to the user, one prompt to the user, enter num1. Okay, and here I will mention enter num2. Okay, and after that instead of passing this value directly, we will pass here num1 comma num2. Okay, and this, if we are not printing here, means it will return what? Addition. It will return addition to the calling function. Here we are calling this add function, so here it will print what? It will return result. And after that we can print like using fstring, we can print addition is what? The addition result. Okay, or it's better to write some. Okay, add, not add and add function both will be same then. Okay, right here addition. Okay, so variable name could be anything, addition. So if I will execute this, so it is asking enter number 1, so like 100, and enter number 2, which is 200, and it is printing what? Addition. Okay, let's see once again another program. Okay, so for example, I have to do what I have to do. I have to add the numbers, I have to subtract the numbers, and I have to multiply the number, and I have to divide the number. These operations we have to do with the help of lambda function, using lambda function. Okay, so how we can do it? We will write here lambda Okay, we will write here lambda, and after that we will mention num1 comma num2. Okay, so first we are creating for addition, so I will write here num1 plus num2. Okay, same for subtraction. I will write here lambda function, and I will write here num1 comma num2 colon num1 minus num2. So this is a lambda function for subtraction, and again I will create lambda function num1 comma num2, okay, colon num1. This is for multiplication, num2. Okay, and lambda function num1 comma num2 colon num1 minus I mean divide by num2, right? And I will store the result whatever. Okay, this anonymous function does not have any name. Okay, so if you will not call the function, so means it will not print anything. So what we will do, first we will store this function inside a variable. For example, add is a variable. We are storing this anonymous lambda function inside a add variable, and this I will store inside the subtract variable, and I will store this inside the mult variable, and I will store this inside div variable. Okay, but will it make any difference here? No, it will not print anything still. Okay, why it is not printing? Because we are not calling. So now we can at least call these functions. How we will call? We will call using these names. Okay, this is the names of these anonymous functions. So whenever you, okay, here it is what calling functions. Okay, so in order to call add function, it is required, it is asking two parameters, means two values. So we can take these two values from the users. From the user we can also take, because at the time of calling we need to pass two values. Okay, like v1 and v2, two values we need to pass. So we will take from the user, taking user inputs. Okay, so we will write here v1 is equals to integer, okay, and v2 is equal to integer, because we need integer input. And can I write here input, because I have to take input from the user, and here also I will write input. And for user I will display one message. If I will not display any message, it will be something like this. It is asking value but it is not displaying anything. So that's the reason we need to give some prompt. Okay, like enter num1. Okay, so if I will write this prompt, then what will happen? It will display something like this, enter number 1. So it is easy for the user to understand the flow. Okay, so what I have to do, I have to write the second message for value to enter num2. Okay, and whatever value will bring, whatever value it will bring from the user, it will store inside what, v1, and the second value inside will store inside v2. Okay, so this v1 and v2 we are passing in which function? This add function, and this will receive num1 and num2, and it will add two values like 10 and 20, means it will return 30. But where it will return? It will return here. Okay, so here I will store like result 1. Here I will store, and after that what I will do, I will just write here print. Okay, let me call all the function at once. Okay, means result 2 it will return, subtraction function also will return its result. Okay, so result 3 returned by the multiplication function. v1 and v2 we are passing two arguments. Result 4 returned by the division function. We are passing two values here. Okay, and after that what we have to do, printing all the results. Okay, so how to print? Just write here print string. Okay, here we can write addition. Okay, how many we have to write, how many print we have to write? We have to write more than one print, means 4 print we have to write. And here we will write addition is, what is the addition? Addition is result 1. Addition is what? res1, because this res variable holding the return value by the add function. And here we will write, okay, subtraction, okay, or we can write subtraction is res2. And after that we can write what we have to write, multiplication, mult is res3. Next we have to write division is res4. Okay, so before printing it, what I will do, I will print some star line. So I will write here asterisk and I will multiply it by 40. So 40 times this asterisk will repeat. After, okay, here again, just for decor, I'm just uh, making it more readable. That's why I'm writing this. Okay, this is nothing but it will print a star line. 40 stars it will print in a line. Okay, so like that it will work. So first number, enter 100. The second number is suppose 50. So it is giving the result. What is the result? Addition is 150, subtraction is 50, multiplication is 5000, and division is 2. Are you understanding this program, guys? So we are using here lambda function. Okay, lambda function is what? Anonymous function. Okay, any doubt? Okay, let's try to understand one more thing. Inside the lambda function, okay, we can pass this lambda function as a function inside a function. Inside a function, we can pass lambda function as a parameter. Okay, note, inside a function, we can pass lambda function as an argument. Okay, how we can pass? For example, let me just create new file L4. Okay, so for example, I'm creating here one, what we can say, we are creating here one function called calculator. Okay, so inside this calculator, it will receive two things. First, it will receive num1 and num2. Okay, so if it is receiving num1, num2, so what we need to do, whenever you will call this calculator function, you need to pass two values. Okay, so you need to pass two values, but I also want to pass here one function. I want to pass here one addition function. Okay, so addition function is nothing but I want to mention here, add these two values. Okay, for example, if I'm calling this function another time and if I write here mult, if I write here mult, so automatically these two values should multiply. So we have to do it. So instead of writing it directly, here I will write lambda function. Okay, here I will write lambda function, and this lambda function will take two parameters a, or we can say value 1 or value 2 it will take. Okay, and after, just focus here everyone. So in expression, what I will do, in expression I will just say whatever value is coming, just add two values. Add values means v1 plus v2, right? Getting this? Same for here. This here I want what? Multiplication. Multiplication means I need to multiply simply. Okay, and after that I want to call again, once again, this calculator function. And what I need for subtraction, I need this. For division, I need this. Okay, so see, this is the calculator function. How many parameters it is receiving? It is receiving two parameters. 10 is going inside what? It is going inside num1, and 20 is going inside num2. But who is receiving this lambda function? Who is receiving this lambda function? No one is receiving this lambda function. So we need to create here one more parameters which will receive this lambda function. So can I create here one function called like fun? Can I write here fun? Fun is nothing but variable name which will receive this entire lambda function. Okay, this is what complete lambda function. Okay, if it is receive one complete lambda function, means your lambda function is asking two parameters. So whenever you will call this lambda function using fun, you need to pass two values as well. Okay, what I'm trying to say here, please see where. So here what I'm doing, I'm calling which function? Lambda function, through fun variable. Okay, in last program we already called. See here see here we are calling this lambda function, we are calling this lambda function with add variable. So see, we are calling this using add variable, and it is required two parameter, that's why we are passing two values. Okay, like that we have to do here also. Okay, so what we need to do, so it required how many parameters? It requires two parameters. Okay, so can I write here like num1 and num2, whatever parameters are coming here, we are passing inside what? Lambda functions, inside the lambda function, because lambda function will receive these two values. Just try to understand these two values we are passing in v1 and v2. How? First we are sending these two values inside what? Num, and this lambda function we are sending in fun. Okay, so when we will call lambda function using fun, it is need two values, value 1 and value 2. So this value 1 will come from num1 and the value 2 will come from num2. Okay, after that it will perform operation on value 1 and value 2, like that it will work. Okay, so what we have to do, basically we have to return this, whatever result it will give, we have to return the result. Okay guys, you need practice to understand this program. It is not easy, but once you will practice again and again, so you will understand this. Okay, so what happening? Okay, so it is bringing this calculator function is returning result, but we are not storing this result anywhere. Okay, so can we store this result in r1, and the second calculator result can I store in r2, and the third calculator result can I store in r3? Can I store the fourth calculator result in R4? Yes, we can store. Okay. And after that, can we print? Can we print? Yes. Printing results. Okay. So how can I print? Using FSD. Okay. How many prints we need to write here? Four prints. And first print is nothing but addition. Addition is what? R1. Okay. Because addition is storing. We are storing addition in R1. And after that, multiplication, and multiplication is stored in R2. Okay, because this R2 is on R2 we are performing multiplication, and after that we have subtraction. Okay, subtraction is stored in R3, and after that we have division. Division is stored in R4. Okay, so for like better visibility, I will draw one line. Okay, I will repeat this symbol how many times? Like 40 times. Okay, so I'm repeating this symbol how many times? 40 times before printing the result, and here also I will repeat this symbol. Okay, so this is how we can do. Okay, so it is printing this result, addition 30, 200, subtraction, and this. So what we are doing in calculator function, we are passing two values and we are passing one lambda function. Okay, so this is known as, if you are passing a function inside a function as a parameter, so that is known as HOF. HOF is nothing but higher order function. Okay, and this lambda function is nothing but known as LOF. This lambda function is known as LOF, lower order function. Getting? This is nothing but lower order function. Okay, getting guys? Do you have any doubt in this program? Obviously, you cannot understand it in one go. You need lots of practice to understand these things. Okay, and access the previous videos. Try to access the recording of previous videos and try to complete the concept if you are lagging in any particular area to understand this. So better you follow the recording. Okay. So I think that's enough for today. Tomorrow we will discuss another concept. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. Do you have any question or not? Yes or no? At least speak anyone. Nobody speak in today's class. मौन पे रखते हैं क्या सब लोग? Or are you guys sleeping in sleeping mode? Okay, कोई नहीं बोलेगा. Okay, no problem, no problem. Okay, guys, take
No,
care.
sir.
No? Okay, who is speaking now? Javeria? Okay, okay, guys. Please try to practice these concepts. Okay, and this is one of the important topics, so don't ignore this. Don't take it light. Okay, if you're not understanding, you can ask me on WhatsApp. In meeting itself also you can ask, but try to understand these topics. You can refer other websites as well, other videos as well, no problem, but try to understand these concepts. Okay, and those who are new, so don't worry, you guys, you start with front end. Okay, whatever you're understanding here, it's better. If you're not understanding nothing, that is also better. Just wait for the front end batch. Okay, so thank you everyone for giving your valuable time. So you may leave the meeting now.
Thank you.